Hello, it's January 1st, and we are here with a first video of the new year. A lot of you are probably out drunk, just came back. I'm not drunk, I don't really drink anymore. But either way, let's talk about certain things. The IRS is ramping up tax evasion catchers, especially for crypto. So that means if you are evading your crypto taxes, they're going to concentrate more and more on pwning you. And pwn you they will. Yes, it's the IRS's job to pwn you if you are evading taxes. But something legal you can do to reduce your taxes is to dump your worthless NFTs. So there is a NFT tax loss harvesting. There was one going on the last few days. I didn't actually think about this. I only really thought about actual cryptos, did not think about NFTs. But obviously, people are harvesting those NFT tax losses because even though crypto has come back, many of those NFTs have not come back and are not going to come back ever because they're dead. So there are a plethora of services that have actually allowed people to offload their NFTs and take that tax loss harvest. However, that did not affect crypto price because generally the price of those NFTs have really nothing to do with crypto. And of course, the IRS's Criminal Investigation Division is increasingly going to crypto tax evasion related cases, according to Bloomberg. Now, if you claimed a lot of losses for your NFTs, that might spark a bit of suspicion, but I suspect a lot of people did so because they realized those NFTs weren't ever going to come back. So they basically offloaded them for almost nothing and took that tax loss harvest. So basically, like the use case for NFTs is buying them for hundreds of dollars and then selling them from pennies in order to offset capital gains on their taxes. So, like this year, there were gains on crypto, and then people took a loss in NFTs, so they kind of cancel each other out. Remember, you can only deduct $3,000 on your taxes. You can only deduct $3,000 on your taxes if it's pure gains. But if you're deducting them against your losses against your gains, they can be infinite as long as your losses do not surpass your gains by over $3,000. And of course, there's projects like Harvest.art, Unsellable NFTs, and Soul Incinerator, which aim to purchase worthless NFTs in order to assist traders in tax loss harvesting. Now, I don't really know why they would purchase these things. It seems like a money-losing business, so I would not invest in this business. But I guess they can just purchase these for pennies each and hope that one of them goes up. Because as long as one or two of them go up, they can make some profit. So it's kind of like buying a bunch of garbage and hoping to find a diamond in the rough. But you can actually incinerate or sell your NFTs for pennies on the dollar if you go to these places. And it's something to think about next year because if we do have a true bull run next year, you might want to offset some of those taxes. And incinerating or shredding worthless NFTs that are never going anywhere just might be the way to do it. Because, even though crypto is coming back, some of those NFTs are probably not going to come back on the hype. And because they're not really going to come back on the hype, they're basically screwed. And you can sell those screwed NFTs to harvest some tax loss to offset your massive gains in Bitcoin. So each competing service has a slightly different business model. So Unsellable pays 1 penny for each NFT, but charges a service fee of 0.002 Ethereum, about 4.6 at current rates for each NFT offloaded. So you actually pay them to offload NFTs up to a maximum of about 0.8 Ethereum, about $184.21 per transaction, not including gas fees. So you are actually like paying them to offload your NFTs, but that's another cost of business. So I think it's a dumb way to deduct your gains. But if you have nothing to do with those NFTs that are completely worthless, this is a way to get some tax loss harvesting. Most of our users are not looking to get into a different speculative crypto investment. They're looking to make a really straightforward, no nonsense end of the year tax strategy. And I can definitely see that. Selling your NFTs for a cent, not going to make much money. But however, if you do that, take the loss and take another $4.60 loss on the NFTs sold, obviously, or basically just offloading them, obviously there are some gains there. And I thought they were actually trying to speculate on these NFTs, but these businesses are smarter than that. And the 460 is not including gas fees, so you might be losing about $10 in NFT on the transaction. But if you bought those NFTs for hundreds of dollars and you're losing an extra $10, probably not that big of a deal for people. Not a great strategy, but that's your tax loss harvesting strategy. There has been a massive data breach in the state of Maine. So, there were 14 million social security numbers, bank account numbers, and other sensitive information in a massive data breach. So it's not only Maine, it's located in Maine, but it's for the rest of the country as well. And it's one of the biggest mortgage lenders in the country. They filed with the Maine Attorney General and the home loan services company, Mr. Cooper. So if you use Mr. Cooper, your information might be out there, and this is sensitive information, so you might want to sue the heck out of Mr. Cooper if this information falls into the wrong hands. This is not necessarily to do with crypto, but I just thought I'd tell everyone. Bad actors stole sensitive information belonging to 14,690,284 Americans. And this is finally being revealed. This was actually in late October, but I guess they're finally coming out with it because they finally got the total numbers, and they wanted to mitigate a bit and not tell people for a while. So if you've been losing your bank account numbers, someone's been stealing your stuff, this might be the reason. So basically, it happened between October 30th and November 1st, and it contained names, addresses, phone numbers, and this is the big part, social security numbers, dates of birth, and bank account numbers of current and former customers. So if you were a Mr. Cooper customer, you might be really screwed. So if someone steals your accounts, do not be surprised. They're trying to take steps to further strengthen the security of its network, but I don't actually think I would trust Mr. Cooper again after this. Lost a lot of stuff, 14 million, and it looks like, and it does actually look like that they just told you after about 2 months. So hopefully no one lost a lot of bank accounts and other stuff in those 2 months. So SBF, will not stand a second trial. That does not mean those charges from his first trial will actually be pardoned. And they won't be. He's too toxic for anyone to actually touch. But he had 5 or 6 more charges that they're going to drop. And of course, it is the political charges or the charges of his political donations. I think what they were after is because remember when people pointed out that he made a lot of donations to Democratic candidates, he made an offhand stupid comment saying that I donated just as much money to Republican candidates, but I only did it via dark money because the woke crowd would go insane if I actually donated to the Republicans out in the open. So he basically admitted to dark money donations to, it doesn't really matter which party, because it's illegal to whichever party. So he screwed himself there, but they're not going to prosecute him for this because all they have is that statement to go on. They would actually have to provide the evidence and go through all those donations, and they're probably protecting some politicians to go along with that because it is, remember, election season. So there's probably going to be a lot of dirt out there too. You already have the Epstein list dropping, I think like tomorrow or Tuesday, and this definitely could be another hit to many incumbents on both parties. Now, of course, there's a lot of criticism from Coinbase's top lawyer and RFK Jr. because they see this as corruption to basically protect maybe Gary Gensler and some of his allies, and they're probably right in thinking that. But it's also a way for them to beat down on the system, saying that, hey, they're just as corrupt trying to hide this, and there are politicians involved. Now, I don't know which politicians that SBF donated to, probably a lot of the crypto politicians. So it might actually be good that he's actually not being exposed, because if those crypto politicians were seen to be taking dark money, they could actually be kicked out and we could be left without help. So I don't like this decision overall. But, if the pro-crypto politicians were actually wrapped up in this, it might actually be okay for us. I still want them to do the trial. I want to see where the money is going. They also might not be able to actually figure out what he donated money to, because all he said was like dark money, and he didn't give details of who he actually donated to with that dark money. My guess is just a bunch of super PACs on both sides, and the super PACs don't want to give back the money. So obviously, they're not going to go after that because the super PACs and the money talks. And like trying to claw back like tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars from super PACs is not an easy thing to do. Plus, a couple of the politicians have already given back the money that SBF allegedly donated them. So that's your news for the new year. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.